to writing day 5 of our how-tos. Today is editing and publishing day. So we'll be checking for neat handwriting and finger spaces, checking for spelling and punctuation along with capitalization. We'll be adding details if we need to. We'll be checking for detailed pictures. And lastly, we'll be sharing them out. All right, now before we get started with writing, I want to take this time to wish Divine a very, very special happy birthday. I hope that today you celebrate the beautiful little girl that you are, that works so hard at everything she does. I also want to take this time to wish Alexander from Scranton a happy birthday, which is tomorrow. I hope that you celebrate the incredible, focused, funny little boy that you are. All right. Now.
Happy birthday!
Now, for your materials, I'm going to show you what you're going to need on the screen, but make sure you have a sharpened pencil with an eraser right now.
All right, and we are back. So right now you should be at the Distance Learning Materials folder that looks like this. You're going to click on first grade. We're going to go to writing. You're going to click on this week, March 30th through April 3rd. That's today, April 3rd. And right now you are going to bring everything that you have written this week with you. Okay, so that includes your steps, because that includes the topic you chose to write about, what you're teaching someone to do or what to make. And you're bringing your entire how-to book that looks like this. All right, so that means every single one of these pages along with your steps page. All right, go ahead and do that now and make sure you have a fully sharpened pencil with an eraser. All right, friends. So today we're going to go through each and every single page, and we're going to see if there's anything we need to add to make it better, because that's what editing is. It's looking back at your work and seeing if we need to add anything or fix any mistakes. All right, so I'm going to go to my very first page, and you're taking out your very first page. Looks like this. It's my title page. And remember, as I'm editing, I'm thinking of capitals, spelling, punctuation, details, and if there's finger spaces and if it's neat. Now, I look at this page, okay? I'm going to read what I have first, then I'm going to pause the video, and you can read what you have. Okay. How to Mac a Turkey Waffle, written and illustrated by Miss Andrews. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and read what you have. Okay, now the first thing I can tell I need to fix in mine, and you're looking at yours, is there's a missing letter on one of my words. I know because it's one of my heart words. So I'm missing an E on the word make, so I'm going to add that in. Remember, you're writing this neatly with your pencil at home. Miss Andrews is not going to look the greatest because it's on a computer, but I want you writing in your best handwriting so your reader can enjoy your writing without struggling to read it, because that's no fun. All right. Now, the next thing I see is I see a capital R in the middle of this word. It's not a proper noun. I know that because it's not a name. So I'm going to cross this off, and I'm going to write a lowercase r, and I see my capital E, and I'm going to cross that off and put a lowercase e. Okay? Now, I know this is correct because it has no capitals where they shouldn't be. Right now, I don't need any punctuation because it's just my title. And it makes sense. All right. Now, looking at my illustration, remember your illustration on your title page represents the whole book. So if I'm thinking about what I'm making, which was a turkey waffle witch, does this picture tell the reader that I'm writing about a sandwich that's going to have turkey in it? Make sure your picture has a clear idea of what you're teaching them to do or make. So let's see. I have a turkey. I have a plus sign with some bread, so I know that those things are going to come together. I know this girl is saying yum, which means she's going to eat it. Okay? And she's excited. Now, I'm satisfied with my picture because I know I'm going to have more later on in the book. So, check to see if you're all satisfied with your picture. All right, so the next thing I see is my name, Miss Andrews. Now, we know Miss Andrews is a proper name because it's a name. It's someone specific. That's me. So this, I'm going to cross off, and it actually needs to be a capital. All right? So double check to make sure everything is clear on your title page. I'm satisfied with mine. Check to make sure yours is good. All right, we're going to go to the next one. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my next page, which is my materials page. You should have this pulled up. Okay. We're going to make sure that we have all our materials, and we're going to make sure that they're spelled correctly, that they have neat handwriting, and see if we need to add any details to our illustrations. So I'm going to grab my pencil, and you're going to do the same. So look at my first one, bread. This should not have a capital here because it's not a proper noun. I know that knife is spelled correctly. This needs to be a lowercase, and this needs to be a lowercase. This needs to be a lowercase, and this needs to be a lowercase. Now, the reason I did that is because none of these are proper nouns. They're just common nouns. They're not the names, okay? We're just listing them out. Now, I'm looking at each of my illustrations. Now, I'm pretty satisfied with my picture. I don't want to add anything else to it to make it confusing for my reader. You're going to make sure that you are clear on yours, okay? Check to see if your materials are spelled correctly, if your pictures are detailed enough, and if your handwriting is nice and neat. Go ahead and do that now. Okay, now some of you mentioned to me that you didn't have enough space for your materials. That's okay. You could have drawn a second materials page, which is exactly what Miss Andrews has pulled up right now. Okay? You don't need to have just one page. This is your book. You have the power. All right. So on my second materials page, because I couldn't fit all my materials on one, I have to fix, again, this is a backwards letter. I needed to write cranberry and not cranberry. Now sauce, this may sound correct, sauce, but sauce is actually spelled with a C-E, okay? And my last one, E-E, does say E, but the correct way to spell turkey is with the Y, okay? All right. All right, here is my second page. So right now you should have up your introduction as I have mine. Okay, we're gonna go through it the same thing. So I'm gonna go sentence by sentence and I'm gonna read it. Okay, and you can pause the video at any point and read and double check yours for those capitals, spelling, punctuation, finger spaces, and see if it's neat. Okay? All right, so grab my pen. My favorite thing to eat for lunch. So I need to fix the beginning of this sentence because at the beginning of a sentence comes a capital. So I write it right over my old letter. Now I know that this should not be a capital because it's not a proper noun. So I'm going to make it lowercase. Same with my T. Keep going across. Same with my H. Again, this is not the beginning of a sentence, so it has to be lowercase to eat for lunch. Okay. Now, Miss Andrews forgot to add a detail. So I'm going to add a little caret and I'm going to write is a sandwich. Ooh. Okay. And I put a period because that is officially the end of my sentence. Now, I was correct with a capital I because that's the beginning. This should not be a capital. I eat one almost every single day. My mom makes the best sandwiches, and the other day she showed me how to make a turkey waffle. Today I'm going to show you. So I'm missing a couple punctuation marks. Let's go and find where they need to go and fix our letters as we go. This needs to be lowercase. This also needs to be a lowercase. Lowercase. Again, you shouldn't have capitals in the middle of your letters. I eat one almost every single day. That is a complete thought. And when your thought is complete, you have to put a period at the end. Here I go. Now, because this is starting my next sentence, this has to be capital. So capital M. Remember, your capitals have to go above the line. I'm going to put the Y here since you can't see mine. My mom, and again, just because it's at the beginning of the line doesn't mean it's the beginning of a sentence. The beginning of a sentence starts with your thought. So I do a little m makes, okay, this needs to be lowercase, double check yours, okay. Sandwiches, and this is a lowercase. Remember, the only things that are capital are names. She showed me how to make a turkey waffle. Today I'm going to show you. All right, so this is my introduction page. I fixed my capitals. I added punctuation. Now let me read to see if it makes sense, if I need to add any details. Okay, my favorite thing to eat for lunch is a sandwich. I eat one almost every single day. My mom makes the best sandwiches, and the other day she showed me how to make a turkey waffle. Today I'm going to show you. I'm pretty happy with my introduction page. Check to see if you are too. We're going to move to our next page. Okay, on to the next page. So this is your steps title page. Go ahead and take that out now. All right, and as I go through mine, I want you to go through yours. So I'm going to grab my pencil and you're going to grab yours. I know the first thing I see is that missing E I have to add. Again, turkey is not a proper noun, so it's going to be lowercase along with that R. And I see everything else spelled correctly. All right. The second thing I want to make sure on this page is that my pictures teach my reader? I have my 5 steps here and I want to make sure each of them are going to match my words on the next page. So think to yourself, does this picture really teach my reader? Is it connected to the words that will be on the page? Do I have enough details? What about labels? You want the reader to form an idea in their head, okay, about what they're going to be doing or making. So I look at mine, I have all my ingredients, an arrow showing the bowl. I told them what to do, spread, drew an arrow and labeled that this is the mix. Okay, forgot to label that this is turkey. I'm going to write that in. Turkey. Now yours won't be this big because you'll be writing it with your hands. Okay, I've got my oven. Okay, and she's excited. Maybe I'll put like a flame so that it's like hot. Okay. All right. Now, go ahead and check if your illustrations are clear. All right. I'm happy with this page. I'm going to go to my next one. All right, we are at the next page. Take out your steps. Okay, we're going to go through this sentence by sentence. So, looking at my first one. In order to make a turkey waffle, you will need soft cream cheese, a 1/4 cup syrup, cranberry sauce, pepper, turkey, and 8 slices of bread. Okay, so as I read that, I know it makes sense. Okay, I know that my ingredients are spelled correctly because I double checked from my materials page earlier. And I know I have punctuation. But looking at it, I see capitals where they shouldn't be. So I'm going to take my pen, and you're going to take yours and look over yours where you need to fix it. So this needs to be lowercase because again, the only things capitalized are the beginning of the sentence and the proper nouns. And as you fix your mistakes, you can just cross them out and write it on top, or you could write it right on top of it, like I'm doing. Now we want to make sure our writing is nice and neat, and this doesn't look as neat as it could be. So I'm going to rewrite it so it matches my other ones. Okay, same with this word. Okay, so I know I'm officially done with my first sentence. I'll move to the next one. First, I have my capital right at the beginning. You mix all of the ingredients in a bowl except the. Okay, now remember, just because it comes at the beginning of the lines does not mean that's the beginning of your sentence. So I'm going to make that lowercase. Remember, the complete sentence starts with your thought. All right, and we're going to move to our next one. Okay, we are on the next page of my steps, okay, because I couldn't fit it in that other one. So we see that we're missing a punctuation. Always have to end your complete thoughts. We know that this is the beginning of a sentence, so it does start with a capital. Now let's go into our next sentence. Then you spread the mixture on each slice of bread. Make sure you cover the slice after that. Okay, so this should not be capitalized. This is all correct. There should be a comma here because you have two thoughts in one and we have to connect them. Then you spread the mixture on each slice of bread, comma. Make sure you cover, this is lowercase, the slice. Period. Make that nice and known so you can see. I'll make mine nice and big. All right, now when you start the beginning of the next sentence, we know we have to start with a capital. Goes above the lines. All right. After that, put turkey on top of each slice and put the two pieces together for each sandwich. Okay, we know that this is lowercase. Oop. Fix this B and make it a D. The two pieces together, make this lowercase. Okay. All right, and there's a period right there. Let's go to my next sentence. Finally, you put the sandwiches on a pan in. Okay, this has to be a capital. And you want to make sure it's in your neatest handwriting, so I'm going to fix this so that it matches my other words. Finally. You put the sandwiches on, that shouldn't be capitalized. All right, we're about to finish. All right, so this is the continuation of our steps page. So I left off by putting the sandwiches on a pan in the oven for, this should be hugging the lines, 10 minutes on 350, that should be hugged by the lines, degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, now let's read our last one. Then take out of the oven, cut, and enjoy. Okay, I know that this needs to be a capital because it's the start of my sentence. Then take out of the oven, cut. This is a B, it needs to be a D. And I'm gonna put a Y. That's lowercase. All right, so now we're done with all of our steps. Let's keep going. All right, so my last page is my conclusion, okay? So I'm going to go through each sentence, again, seeing for those capitals, spelling, punctuation, and if I want to add anything to make it better. So here's my first one. I'm going to grab my pencil, and you should grab yours. These are all of the steps on how to make a turkey waffle, which I know that the beginning of a sentence has to have a capital. So the letter below next to it should not be. This is not a proper noun, so this all needs to be lowercase. All right. Oops, Miss Andrews started going into the next sentence without even realizing it. Let's rewind. If you follow these steps exactly, then you will be able to make a turkey waffle, which just like. Okay, so because this is the beginning of my sentence, I know there needs to be a capital. Okay, comma, then you, again, because we're combining thoughts, then you will be able These should not all be capitals because there's no proper nouns. Make turkey wafflewich. And I need my punctuation. I'm going to put an exclamation point because I'm excited. All right, so that is all of it, my friends. You've done your title page, your materials page, your steps title page, your steps writing page, and your conclusion. All right. You should be so proud of yourselves. Give yourselves a kiss on the brain. And be sure to record a video of you either reading your how-to book or you showing us how to do what you're trying to teach us to do, or showing us what you're teaching us to make. And we'll be sure to put it in one of the videos. All right. All right. Until next week, have a great weekend, everyone.